Welcome to NFL Picks with the Goon Squad. We got a new leader as of last week. Icewater in the lead with a 113-66 record, followed by Black Thor with a 111-68 record. Pop is coming in third with a 109-70 record, and I'm bringing up the rear with a 101-78 record. I told Pop Black before I go to Ice, I told Pop I was swinging for the fences last week because he asked me, did you have your eyes closed when you were picking this Thanksgiving week? Pop, I got to catch up. So I'm picking all the underdogs. Black, give me your summary, man.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, some of these teams, man, I mean, some of the games I lost, I'm looking at it like, what the hell is going on? I remember Tennessee, kind of took me a couple of weeks ago, and you're watching some of these games. You're like, it's been that type of year. I'm happy to be where I am. We got another 5-6 games to go. But some of these teams, man, I mean, look at Minnesota, man. One week they go up to Buffalo in the cold, play well, and then the next week they lay down to the Cowboys. I mean, literally laid down to the Cowboys. I'm like, don't even show up. I mean, Kirk Cousins was Kirk Cousins. So it's like you just don't get it. Then, at Indianapolis, they've been trying, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's been that, but realistically, it's been a lot of good football being played. At the end of the day, I'm happy to say that, man, because a lot of these teams now, I mean, who would have thought Detroit is beating down some doors that they're beating down, bro? I mean, even on Thanksgiving Day, I wasn't tempted to take them, but they gave you a game on Thanksgiving Day, bro. True. Detroit gave you a game. So what more could you ask for?
All right. Ice, you are the leader of the picks in week 13. So your thoughts, man, and summary from last week.
Yeah, the summary is crazy, though, because the Bengals win over Tennessee was like, wow. That blew me away, and it showed you that the Bengals still can win despite not having Chase. And once he returns, I think they're still gonna make a nice little run. And the Jets, say what you want to about them going after the young quarterback, but when Garrett Wilson, former Ohio State Buckeye, come out and said, "Man, this is unacceptable," then you give him somebody that can throw in the ball, and dude goes off. It just shows you we're tired of being beat down. We want to win. So they're going to have to make the change or as somebody at quarterback because they have some capable players. A lot of young guys that just don't want to come out and have status quo as before. So I think that was very special for them too. And man, I was sitting there watching this stuff and I was like, these Black Thor is coming. That Arizona game, when the Chargers came down, when they came at the left, I was like, man, you can't make this up. I said, this is great football. I said, I'm sitting watching it, and I'm watching the drive, and I'm like, wow. And then prior the week before that with the Philadelphia quarterback running in the end zone at the end, I was like, whoa. When Black Thor had that upset too, I was like, man, whoa, baby, it's tight. It's tight over here. But, it was a good week and whatnot. But, hey, all I'm going to say is we just mentioned before that, we just got to wait till it's all said and done. And I'll say this as we move forward. I think it's very important that you listen to your elders. Very important. Because Pop said, he called you by his government name. And he said, that boy, he got you. He got you. Old people don't get, that wise men like that don't get old by being no damn fool. So I want to recognize Pops. I see you, Pops. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You gave me a piece of advice. Play to win. Don't be going all out like that. Play to win. It was one game I'm going to mention, then we're going to go to our picks. Denver. Remember when a few years ago we thought it was Pete Carroll that was the cause of Seattle kind of going down? Yeah. We were like, he's too old. Maybe he should be, the game has passed him by. And we see your boy go over to Denver, and we see what's happening in Denver, and the coach can't coach him. He doesn't know what to do with him. And Pete Carroll all along was putting that guy in positions to win. Yeah. And so it was like, wow. And now you're hearing all these news stories about, the players not really being, not really believing in Russ and Russ, I think, has stopped saying, Broncos, let's ride, because they ain't riding nowhere. And I thought this was going to be a match made in heaven when they made the trade. And boy, has he disappointed. We also said back then that, you know, once you get married, it changes. And we started.
Wow. Wow.
You have been married. When you're playing professional sports, when you get married, those arguments before you go out to the game or practice,
Wow.
and those text messages like, okay, you just do you, they take effect.
I'm gonna say this to you, man. I'm glad you said that, and some people may not want to hear this. I think Sierra's gotten his head, bro. When you got an office, I'm being honest, they had this in Seattle. When you gotta have it, when you're name me the quarterback that has an office and tell the team I gotta have an office. I'm not eating with the team, I'm not traveling with the team, and gets away with it. And Denver sucked into that, and they bought it. And Russell wasn't that way. He wasn't. So think about this. Who you think turned Russ into Russ? The Hollywood Russ. But bro, what business you got outside of football? I mean, your main bread and butter is football.
Right.
But we know, we've said it on One Black Man Talk, what a woman can do to a brother. What a woman can do. Right now, I hate to say his name, but this came out recently and ain't got nothing to do with football. Kim Kardashian, for 4 kids, is going to get $200,000 a month in child support. 4 kids.
50 grand each, I guess. Good Lord.
Show me the man that's making $50,000 a month. This kid is getting $50,000 a month.
Wow, that's wow. All right. I was the last week picking order. I was last week, so we're going straight to week 13. Picking first, Pop. I have his picks, followed by Blackthorn and then Icewater. The first game on tap is Buffalo at New England, the Thursday night game. I'm going with Buffalo. Pop is going with New England. Pop says that Buffalo has too many injuries to be going into Foxborough. Black, who you got?
Yeah, New England really can't score, man. So Buffalo, they don't have much of a running game, but they're going to figure this out. I'm taking Buffalo.
All right. Ice, who you got?
Yeah, they got me almost last before when I didn't think Allen was playing. I know he's playing this week. So I don't care who it is. They can have Belichick. They can have Johnny Unitas on the sideline. It has nothing to do with it. I'm going with Buffalo.
All right. Next game on tap is Cleveland at Houston, the return of Deshaun Watson. I'm going with Cleveland. Pop is going with Cleveland. Black, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland with this one, man. Even if he wasn't playing, I'll take Cleveland. You know, it's interesting. It sounds like Houston is going to probably make a coach change at the end of the year. Oh. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, but I think they might do that, bro. And I don't think it would be smart, but quarterback change, yeah, but I wouldn't do a coach, but I think that's what they're thinking.
All right. Ice, who you got?
Now, I'm going to go with Cleveland. Deshaun Watson's been real low-key lately. Said he's been practicing. A lot of players have been talking about him. I think he's been gearing up because he wants to return back to who he was. It may not happen this year, but at least wants to play decently. So definitely Cleveland.
All right. Next game on tap is Denver at Baltimore. Baltimore is slumping. They're saying that Mar is playing himself out of a contract at this particular point, but I got to go with Baltimore. I got to think that they can come back from this skid. Pop is going with Baltimore also. Black, who you got?
I like when the guy yelled at Russell Wilson. Russell's like, just don't hit me, man. Don't hit me, man. I'm taking the race. Don't hit me, man. Please don't hit me.
I see you got.
Wow. No, even though they're playing bad, still, man, you can't go against it. He'll do whatever he has to do to get that done. That means throw to one of his 9 tight ends. He'll figure it out. Mar will get it done. So I'm going with Baltimore.
Yeah. This is a rivalry game, Green Bay at Chicago. I really wanted to pick Chicago because I think Aaron Rodgers did not want to play last week. And then he saw his backup Love come in and just take it down the field like there was no problem with it. And then all of a sudden, I can play this week. So given that, he owns Chicago and the Bears, so I'm going to go with Green Bay this week. Pop is going with Green Bay. Black?
I think you're on the cue there, man. I think Love basically scared him. Love went out there and kind of, swing that a little bit. He was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to sit down.
I'm good now. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good now. Yeah, my lung is all right.
Ice?
Yeah. Is Fields playing?
That's why I'm kind of stuck because they said he's practicing. Him and the backup are practicing. They just acquired another quarterback, so they're saying that I don't. They're not really saying much right now.
Well, if he's not, it don't matter though. But if the man's hurt, let him sit on the sideline. Y'all tried to kill him last year, killing him again. I know y'all excited because you want to win. You're not going nowhere anyway. Leave him on the sideline. With that being said, I'm going Green Bay.
All right, Green Bay across the board. The thing with Fields to me is that if he's hurt, just let him rest up. You're not making the playoffs, but Chicago's defense is atrocious. They just can't hold anybody. Next thing I'm on tap is Jacksonville at Detroit. I'll let you down, Detroit, this week, man, because y'all let me down on Turkey Day, and this is probably the game they will win. But I think Jacksonville, I know they're favorite, and I just think they could be more solid than Detroit. Detroit gets the games, and then they kind of forget how to play football in certain parts of the game that cost them games. But Papa's going with Detroit. Black, who you got?
Jacksonville's coming, man. May not be this year, but they're coming. I'm going with Jacksonville, bro.
All right. Ice?
Wow, it's a tough game right here. Who the Black Sword Authority said? No, I mean, Jacksonville's playing real well and they're playing hard and trying to get that role, but Detroit, we got this thing. We got this thing going on, baby. I remember when it was against Chicago. I was the only one that chose Detroit. I'm gonna go with the grown man. Let's go, Detroit.
All right. It's half and
Eddie,
half.
I'm telling you, Eddie, listen up. Make a lot of money this week, Detroit.
All right. Next game on tap is the New York Jets at Minnesota. Even though Minnesota let me down against the Cowboys and the old Kirk Cousins came back, he's no longer little cuz to me. He's bad Kirk Cousins, good Kirk Cousins. I'm going with Minnesota. Papa's going with the Jets. Black, who you got?
I could almost see the Jets on this one, but if this is at MetLife, I probably would take the Jets. But I gotta believe Minnesota's going to bounce back. I'm gonna take the Vikings with this one.
All right, Ice.
Yeah, not knowing the situation, their quarterback. I mean, they got one off last week, but Minnesota, the way that they got trounced by Dallas, and then now trying to come back right, they're gonna be ready to play some football. And I truly believe, if nothing else, they can outscore the Jets. So I'm gonna take Minnesota.
All right, Papa is the only one going with the Jets. Next game on tap is Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Got to go with Pittsburgh. Big win last week. Papa's going with Pittsburgh also. Black, who you got?
Yeah, Atlanta's been like Houdini, man. They pop in, they pop out, they pop in, they pop out. And Pittsburgh got something. You can tell they're brewing something. I watched them a little bit on Monday night. This quarterback, they may have found themselves a quarterback for the future. They got a young team. That defense is going to be stout. And that defense will stop the run of Atlanta. So I'm going to take the Steelers.
Yeah, I like that three-prong running attack that the Pittsburgh Steelers had last week with the three running backs. Ice, who you got?
I like Atlanta at home, but no, I can't take them. They just lost their the premier tight end, Kyle Pitts, for the season, which means the young rookie London's going to come back and make some things happen. They usually try to play pretty good at home, but not this time because I just don't trust the quarterback. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Okay. So it's Pittsburgh across the board. Next game on tap is Tennessee at Philadelphia. Got to go with the Eagles on this one with Jalen Hurts. Papa's going with the Eagles. Black, who you got?
Yeah, Tennessee, a couple of weeks ago, their quarterback played out of his mind. I don't think he's going to do it again with this defense against Philly. But I will say I'm not totally sold on Philly yet. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe they'll show me a little more this week, but I'm going to take them this time. I'm going to take the Eagles.
All right. Ice, who you got?
Yeah, Philadelphia's trying to show everybody that they're decent. Just because you took one loss doesn't mean that you just throw them away.
Right.
So in Tennessee, I thought they would do better against the Bengals. So at home, I got to go with Philadelphia because I think they'll have one up on them.
All right. Philly across the board. Next game on tap is Washington at the New York Giants. I'm going to stick with my Giants this week. Papa's going with Washington. Black, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Washington, man. I think they found their stride. And I'm going to say this right now, man. Do not count them out of this division, bro. I mean, nobody's talking about them. I thought they just started Heineke from the beginning of the season. I think if they did, they'll be in a better position than they are. But they bruised some folks, man. And to me, I haven't been excited about the Giants. I'm happy they won, but I'm glad they kind of getting the pants beat off them now because the Giants, you realize at the end of the year, get rid of their quarterback. You got to make some changes. Don't go in the next season thinking, oh, we did okay this year. No, it's time to clean house and do it all over. So with that being said, I'm gonna take Washington, man.
All right. All right. So you got.
Yeah, I mean the Giants depends on when you watch them and what they decide to do. They can be competitive with anybody.
Yeah.
But then you have to ask yourself when you look at Washington, they're playing like inspired football, right? It's not like saying they're going to certain games they lose, but they compete. And when I heard them last week, when they're giving out game balls and the young man Robinson that got shot and came back and played, and he was in the locker room talking about, yo, man, the only thing I cared about really was trying to get back and, whatever. I think that was his first 100-yard rushing touchdown, yard rushing game or whatever. And he was just like, it's all about y'all. You can just feel the love in the room. And I'm like, man, they play hard. So with that being said, that's enough for me. Washington, they're playing for a reason and a miracle for a guy that comes back and still plays despite getting shot. So Washington.
All right. Next game on tap. This should be a really good game. Miami at San Francisco. I'm going with the home team. If this was in Miami, I would go with Miami, but I'm going with the home team, San Francisco. Pop is going with San Francisco also. Black, who you got?
Yeah, I think this is a game Tua must show his worth if they're going to, if they're going anywhere this year. And I don't think they're going to be able to against that defense, man.
Yeah, that's what Pop said earlier. Yeah.
That San Fran defense, when they turn it on, they turn it on. They're going to turn it on this weekend. I'm going to take San Fran.
All right, so you got?
Yeah, the defense, San Francisco coming around. Guys are getting healthy again, so that's good for them. But the other part of it too is Jimmy G. They talked to Jimmy G last week. Jimmy G was like, you know what? I'm just managing, baby. I'm just managing. We got all these pieces. I'm cool where I am. I remember y'all didn't want to let me in I couldn't even get in the building. They had the chains on the door and everything till y'all needed me. So you know what? It's cool. Y'all gonna have to pay me later. But yeah, he just really melancholy about just the low-key approach he's taking. I like that. That's what this team's need because they are loaded on offense. So I'm gonna go with him.
They're hot on offense. Jimmy Pornstar is doing his thing. Next game on tap is Seattle at the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going with Seattle. Pop is going with Seattle. Black, who you got?
Yeah, I love what Seattle's doing, man. This is another team I think is going to bruise some folks. Seattle, man. I'm going to take Seattle. The Rams is just, you got the coach getting knocked in the mouth on the sideline. The Rams are falling, and they can't get up, man. They just can't get up. I'm going to take Seattle with this one.
All right. Ice, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, you think about what they're doing lately. The Rams just, I mean, they cutting running backs, and then the running back come back, and he get picked up by Jacksonville. It's a mess over there, man. And Beckham is like, ain't no way in hell I'm going back over there. It's just a big mess. And I thought they would be better, but nah, I'm going with Seattle.
Yeah, and Larry Donald's out this week, and so that's going to get ugly. This should be an interesting game also because this is the rematch of the AFC Championship game from last year. Kansas City at Cincinnati. I'm going with Kansas City, even though they're a away team. Pop was kind of straddling this, and then he went with Kansas City. Black, who you got?
Yeah, man, Kansas City's on fire, bro. I mean, they're on fire. If, Mahomes if he could just realize I don't have to kill him on every play, they're going to be fine. He wants to just kind of, get the 1-2 play drives and score. That's when he gets into trouble. If he can kind of just basically keep himself, at that level and just play with his skills, I think he will, man. I admire what Cincinnati's doing, but I think they catch Kansas City at the wrong time. Yeah, wrong time, Chiefs.
All right. Ice, who you got?
Yeah, they probably was saying, yeah, we lost to Rick Hill, but they had that game circled. Like, okay. So, yeah, they playing real well. They taking on all corners. They Chiefs they're facing a lot of different defenses, and they're still finding ways. I'm telling you, I told you guys before, that daggone rookie, that Pacheco, man, oh my God. And then they just signed Melvin Gordon to the practice squad?
Yeah, Denver let him go.
Practice.
Denver let him go. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
Wow. No, but they're ready, man. They're ready. I mean, can they be beat? Sure, but they bring it, bro, every week. And I think they are they want to show the Bengals. Nah, not this year. So I'm going with Kansas City.
All right, that's Kansas City across the board. Interesting game too, with some teams that didn't start out well, but they're trying to build some momentum towards the end of the season. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders. I went with them last week. I was absolutely shocked. I fell on the floor when I saw that brother run that touchdown in overtime, like Fred Sanford. I'm like, they actually gonna win this game. So Papa's going with Las Vegas. Black, who you got?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. The past couple of weeks, they have basically found themselves, and after the quarterback got up there and cried, they've been playing best. They've been playing better ever since then. But I don't know about these Chargers, man. I think these Chargers started their stride. So this time of the year, they turn on that push button. So I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Okay. Ice, who you got?
Where's that game at?
It's in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas.
Wow. Man, I so badly, it makes sense for the Raiders to win this game. It makes sense. They're at home, and it's like the Chargers, I chose them last week. They scared me to death, took me down to the last 12 seconds of the damn game. I'm like, dude, and they had to go for 2 to win it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, y'all trying to give me a heart attack. I know Black girl watching. I know he watching. You already put the chips up and everything. Every time we got a victory. And they came out. So I'm going to go one more time, Chargers.
Go one more time, huh?
One more again, just because of the factor that, man, the Raiders are so,
Yeah.
The Chargers, one more time, Chargers.
You know what I thought about this game was the last game of the season when the Raiders were trying to get the Chargers in and letting them in, and the Chargers.
You didn't want it.
We called timeout. What are you doing? They telling you, just be cool. We cool, right?
Cool. Gonna let you in.
Hell no, timeout. What? That had to be one of the dumbest.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I was like, how could you out-Raider to the Raiders?
Oh, God. Oh, it's like, he told you, we cool, right? We both getting in.
Oh.
No, time out, what? You trying to trick me, ain't you? You trying to trick me. Time out. Oh, my God.
Next game on tap. This should be interesting because I wanted to pick Indianapolis, but Indianapolis at Dallas. So I went with Dallas, Pop went with Dallas, because Saturday is making a believer out of me, man, the way he got that team playing. I mean, he don't have the tools, but it's like, what does he come in and do that the other coach didn't do to get this team to play like this? But Black, who you got?
Yeah, I think this is, and I know the owner came out and said there's no, show back on Reed. Frank Wright, I'm sorry, bro. You're not a head coach, bro. Jeff Saturday came in. He has this team motivated. Yeah, they might be losing.
They playing hard.
Yeah, they're playing hard. And they was in the games Monday. You know what I mean? They made some mistakes. People act like, well, he's not a coach yet. He's learning. So you got to look at him as like, But compared to the 4 weeks prior that when Reed was there, this team is playing inspired. They are. So it's something about him. To me, he did not communicate. And that's part of being a head coach. Yes, the X and O's are important, but you got to be able to basically handle your team psychologically and be able to get into them and get them to play for you. I don't think he was able to, man. With that being said, I don't think they're going to have enough for the Cowboys because that defense of the Cowboys is something else, bro. That front seven alone, man. Those cats, when they come at you, the only way Indy can kind of stay in this game is they can run the ball. They have to run the ball. Do not put the ball back in Homeboy's hand, the quarterback, because he can't move. And they're gonna have a field day with sacks with him. Gotta run the ball. Keep the chains moving with the run, bro. But the Cowboys take this one.
If that get past Happy, it's over. Ice, who you got?
Yeah, when you look at just Saturday, I mean, he has done a lot. And I think because he played in the trenches, man. He's like, you know what? I'm a good old offensive lineman. Ain't nothing pretty down here like this. But if you really want to win football games and compete, this is what we got to do. It's kind of like the big old hogs they used to have over there when the Washington Redskins had that front line. And they used to put all the hogs out there and the big guys out there, and they just push forward. But last week, You know, they found a way to turn on Zeke a little bit. Zeke start running like with a little purpose, and you know, I don't know if they talked to him, whatever they did, and then Pollard's like, dude, I just want to play. I don't care what y'all do. Next year, somebody gonna pay. He may not be, but
somebody got to go out that backfield.
Yeah, he said, I'm doing the audition right now, so that and Dak starting to understand that there's a certain way to give the ball to CeeDee Lamb. So I think they're gonna be enough. I think it's gonna be enough. I think that defense is gonna go after the quarterback, whoever it may be for Indianapolis. I think that's gonna be the telling tale. So I'm gonna choose Dallas.
All right, Dallas across the board. Last game on tap is New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Now I saw Jameson on some film talking about I've never seen a quarterback lose a job to injury. It's like, no, bro, it ain't the injury. You're throwing too many interceptions. You're not really playing well. And that's why Dalton is in. But I got to go with Tampa Bay. They're still leading the division with an under 500 record. Pop is going with Tampa Bay. Black, who you got?
Yeah, you have to ride with him. Jameson, bro, you know, I'm going to tell you something, man. You came out of Florida State. I've been one of your biggest fan supporters. You need to grow the F up, man. You need to grow up, bro. You got to realize you've been given great opportunities. You just haven't proved yourself, man. It's not about injury or whatever. It's about what you do and they put you under that center. You haven't gotten it done, bro. You haven't gotten it done. You need to look in the mirror. You know who you need to go talk to? The quarterback in Seattle. Shut your mouth and go talk to him. Humble yourself, bro. Because you might have a career in this league, but if not, you're gonna find yourself on the outside looking in. And because it's gonna happen to you, man. Because when you're out there, you play with no discipline, you play like a jackass. So I'm taking Tampa Bay to win this one.
I'm thinking after this year, he won't have a job.
I'm thinking so too. Yeah.
That's
the dumbest thing he could say right there, bro.
Yeah, he shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, you're still getting a check. So I mean, you know, hey,
Yeah.
you're getting a check. Teams trying to win a few games, they're hurting, and when you have the opportunity, you didn't step up like you're supposed to. So hey, it is what it is. But now, I just think that they're going to struggle. So I got to go the other way. Can't do it.
Tampa Bay across the board. Those are our picks. Check us out on the Goon Squad Sports Radio page on Facebook.
Tom.